Yes, even you, without knowing, can commit murder.
Well, I decided to revisit the Inner Sanctum series, and I've arrived at the fifth of the series, the film Strange Confession, starring Lon Chaney Jr. And honestly, this one was definitely one of the more unique entries in the series. I'm going to give this one a quick spoiler free summary, and then I'll offer some closing thoughts on the film. Well, the movie opens up with the character of Jeff Carter, played by Lon Chaney Jr. He shows up at the house of an old friend, and Jeff is carrying a mysterious bag and looks very stressed, very alarmed. He wants to tell a story to his friend about events that have taken place leading up to that moment, and he shows him what's in the bag, but we don't see. So then we cut to a flashback, and we find out that Jeff was a very good-natured family man. He's got this Bob Cratchit thing going on, bringing home a small Christmas tree and some gifts for his family. His wife loves him, but maybe she's a little discontent with their poor station in life. She's played here by Brenda Joyce of Tarzan fame. Well, Jeff is working as a chemist for this very rotten pharmaceutical tycoon, Roger Graham, played here by Jake Carroll Nash. Now, he's a real stinker, let me tell you. He's underpaying Jeff and taking credit for all of Jeff's discoveries. Now, when Roger rushes a product, basically putting profit over safety, Jeff decides he's had enough and he quits. But Roger blacklists him everywhere, so he can't get a job. So the poor guy has to take a job just working in a pharmacy and doing his experiments on the side out of his own home. Well, a little bit later, it's a New Year's Eve party, and Roger shows up and rehires Jeff under his terms this time, supposedly. But we know that sneaky Roger is up to something, and he seems to have his eyes on Jeff's wife, too, the dirtbag. Well, Roger wants Jeff to release an unproven drug to treat influenza. But Jeff refuses, and instead, he requests to go to South America so that he can perfect the formula. And with him goes his lab partner, Dave, played by Lloyd Bridges. So the evil Roger, he's all for this idea of sending him away because this scoundrel, he uses this window to release the untested drug against Jeff's knowledge and also try to romance Jeff's wife while he's away. Man, so what will happen? Can Jeff develop a miracle cure, or will there be trouble with the unproven influenza cure? Well, let me tell you, this was a good one, and it's quite a shocking ending that you need to see for yourself, so I'm not going to say any more about the film. My thoughts on this movie is that this is definitely a slow burn film, and it unfolds at this very deliberate, methodical pace. The film is honestly, it's barely an hour long, and yet it seems to very slowly tell the story and gradually builds up to a very shocking ending. Now, the other Inner Sanctum films I've seen, they seem to explore more weird or supernatural elements. But this one actually just felt more like drama more than mystery. Now, this was the fifth of the 6 Inner Sanctum movies from Universal, and it was directed by John Hoffman. And again, I liked it, but, I got to be honest with you, it is not a very cheerful ending. This one goes really dark. Now, I really liked Lon Chaney Jr. as the character Jeff. He's very likable. He's a sympathetic character, and this is probably one of the nicest roles I've ever seen him in. I mean, I've seen him as the Wolfman and as mummies and monsters and stuff, but here his character is just so cheerful, even when he's being mistreated by everybody. Even his wife doesn't seem happy with him either, wanting him to make a little more money. But I guess when you're working for a nasty, manipulative character like this Roger Graham character, who was just really expertly played by J. Carroll Nash here, there's not much you can do, I guess. The two of them also starred together in Calling Dr. Death from 43. And J. Carroll Nash was in a different role there as a crime inspector. So it's interesting to see the switch and see him as basically a total scumball here. And you watch the film, you see what his evil schemes are, and you really want to see him get his comeuppance by the end of the film. Okay, now I'm veering into spoiler territory here, so if you have not seen the movie, I'm going to break my rule and kind of go into spoilers territory. So go watch the movie if you haven't seen it already. Check it out, unless you're ready to have the ending potentially ruined. But I can't talk about the film's background without possibly giving some things away. And on that note, don't go research the film on the Internet Movie Database or anything, because you're going to get hit with some spoilers that might ruin the ending. But okay, you've been warned. Possible spoilers ahead. So you can stop here if you want. But otherwise, here we go. Okay, the background on the film is that due to a rights dispute, the fact that this film was an unauthorized remake of another film, The Man Who Reclaimed His Head from 1934, that was a film that starred Claude Rains, this film wasn't released to television with the other Inner Sanctum features. After it had a theatrical reissue using the title The Missing Head, you can kind of see where I'm going with the spoiler warning, right? The film vanished until its video release in the 1990s. So, again, that might give you a clue as to what was in the bag. However, we never actually find out. So, again, the film kind of keeps you guessing a little bit, but apparently it was shocking enough that in the film, when Jeff's friend sees the contents of the bag, the police are called in. So I'll just leave it at that. So this was kind of just a quick review of one of the Inner Sanctum films that I enjoyed, but again, it's a little bit dark. Strange Confession from 1945. Much more dramatic, a lot of interesting character development this time, and Lon Chaney Jr. is just far too nice in this film. And ultimately faces some dire consequences due to the very manipulative J. Carrol Naish character. This was an enjoyable drama with a dark ending, and it's definitely one worth checking out.